Remember all that buzz about ChatGPT a while back? Felt kind of revolutionary at the time, right? Like AI was suddenly magic.
It was definitely a moment.
But this article you shared, the second wave of generative AI is here, and it's far more dangerous than you think, argues that was just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, that ChatGPT thing, that was just AI dipping its toes in the kiddie pool. Now we're talking about the deep end.
And it sounds like things get a little more intense down there.
Just a tad. What's wild is we aren't just talking about AI writing poems or emails anymore. This is AI in hospitals, in courtrooms, even deciding if you get a loan. It's everywhere.
That's what struck me too, this idea that we're moving so fast from AI being a cool novelty to something we practically need to function.
Exactly. Think about it. When smartphones first came out, they were just a luxury. Now, good luck going a day without one. Ranganathan, the guy who wrote this article, argues that AI is about to become even more embedded in our lives than that, and at a speed we probably won't even be able to keep up with.
And the really interesting thing about this Ranganathan guy, he's not just some tech phobe yelling at us to smash the computers. This is the guy who created something called Sun Intelligence 3.0.
Right, he's on the cutting edge, not afraid of tech at all.
In fact, this system he built reportedly controls millions of AI agents and robots. Let that sink in for a second.
The irony is not lost on him, that's for sure.
But even he's saying, watch out. Even he's worried about this second wave of AI.
Yeah, and that should tell us something. I mean, he even thinks AI could make India crazy rich, but even with that, he's still cautious.
So what's got him so concerned? He lays out 5 main dangers in the article. And they go way beyond the whole robots taking over the world thing.
Oh, absolutely. He gets into some really specific and kind of disturbing scenarios that really make you think.
Like his first warning, which is job displacement. And this isn't just about factory workers being replaced by robots, which is already happening.
It's way bigger than that.
He's talking doctors, lawyers, even created jobs we always thought were safe.
Exactly. It's the sheer scale and speed of this wave that changes everything. We thought we had time, but now AI is on the verge of being the dominant force in all these fields. And what happens to everyone whose job it was? What happens to society? That's what's scary.
Yeah, that's a big question.
It is. And it kind of leads into his next point, which is this whole idea of robot morality. Like, can we really program a machine to make ethical choices, to deal with all the gray areas that humans have to navigate?
Okay, so that's where it gets really interesting, right? Because it forces us to think about what it even means to be human.
Right.
Ranganathan uses this example of a self-driving car. Imagine it's in a situation where it has to choose between hitting a child or swerving and maybe harming the passengers. How does a machine make that call?
It's a classic dilemma, and it gets at the core of what Ranganathan's worried about, because AI, at its heart, is just algorithms and data. It can process stuff incredibly fast, but does it understand human morality? Empathy, those gut-wrenching choices we have to make sometimes?
And his answer seems to be?
Not a chance, at least not yet.
And that lack of real moral understanding is what leads to Ranganathan's next big concern, AI-driven propaganda.
Yeah, if you thought fake news was bad.
This is next level. Imagine AI creating whole narratives, right? Complete with fake videos, images, even audio. All designed to manipulate us, to make us believe things that aren't even true.
It's scary how good it's getting. Imagine AI so advanced it can figure out your deepest fears, your biases, and then use that against you. How do you even fight back against that?
It's like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Except Ranganathan saying, this is real, this is coming.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any wilder, he brings up killer robots.
Autonomous weapons systems, yeah.
As if we didn't have enough to worry about.
It sounds extreme, but it's already starting. I mean, look at drone warfare. Ranganathan's just taking it a step further, imagining a world where AI is making life or death decisions on the battlefield with no human input at all.
Just algorithms deciding who lives and who dies. It's chilling.
And who's accountable, right? If an AI weapon commits a war crime, who takes the blame? The programmer? The government? These are questions we need to answer now, before it's too late.
Absolutely. And then Ranganathan hits us with the big one, the one that really makes you think. Artificial General Intelligence, AGI.
The holy grail, some might say.
Basically an AI that's smarter than humans in every way. And what's crazy is this guy, Ranganathan, he almost created it.
Yeah.
With Sun Intelligence 3.0.
Yeah.
So he knows what he's talking about.
You've seen how powerful it can get.
And it's almost like he's saying, be careful what you wish for.
Because the potential of AGI is incredible. solving climate change, curing diseases. We could do anything. But
Right.
we're talking about a power we might not be able to control, an intelligence that might not share our values, our goals.
It's like that old saying, right? Playing God.
Exactly. And we have no idea what we'd be unleashing, which is why Ranganathan's article is so important. He doesn't just leave us with a sense of dread. He offers solutions, ways to navigate this to make sure AI serves us, not the other way around.
Okay, so after all that doom and gloom, what's the good news? What can we actually do? So after all that doom and gloom, what's the good news? What can we actually do?
Well, he doesn't say we need to stop AI development altogether. That would be pretty impossible at this point.
Yeah, this ship's kind of sailed on that one.
Right. But he does say we need to be much more responsible about development, about regulation, all of it.
Okay, so what does that look like? How do you even regulate something as complex as AGI?
Well, for one, he's a big proponent of transparency, especially when it comes to how AI systems actually make decisions.
Because right now, it's kind of a black box, isn't it? Data in, decision out, but who knows what happens in between?
Exactly. And he argues that we need to be able to audit these systems, figure out their biases, make sure they aren't just reinforcing all the messed up stuff already happening in society.
Right, so it's not enough to just make AI that's smart. It has to be ethical too.
Exactly. And to do that, he says we need some serious ethical guidelines, like a Hippocratic oath, but for AI developers.
I like that.
It's about instilling a sense of responsibility, making sure developers are thinking about the potential consequences of what they're building before it's out there in the world.
So this isn't just on the shoulders of tech companies then, or governments. It's all of us.
100%. He talks a lot about education, empowering people to understand how these systems work, how they're already impacting their lives.
So we can speak up, demand change.
Yes. The more informed we are, the better equipped we are to push back, to demand transparency, accountability, ethical AI from the people creating it.
It's about taking control of our future with AI, not just letting it happen to us. I like that.
He actually uses this great metaphor. He says AI is a tool, not a replacement for human intellect or creativity.
Oh, I like that.
Like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. It all depends on us. Think about those AI medical tools we talked about earlier. Amazing potential there, right? Especially for people who don't have easy access to healthcare.
Yeah, definitely.
But we have to think about the downsides too. Data privacy, bias in the algorithms, making sure everyone benefits, not just a select few. We have to be really thoughtful about how we use this technology.
It's about finding that balance. The potential of AI is incredible, but we can't ignore the risks.
And the thing is, we get to decide. Ranganathan really believes we can steer this in the right direction, but it's going to take all of us.
I like that message. It's a call to action, really. And speaking of action, for anyone listening who wants to dig deeper into this stuff, be sure to check out the show notes for information on Ranganathan's mentorship program.
It's a great opportunity to learn from one of the leading thinkers in AI.
And that's it for this deep dive. Big thanks to you for bringing such a fascinating and thought-provoking article to the table.
My pleasure. Always enjoy a good AI debate.
Who knows, maybe this second wave will lead to a whole new world of possibilities. But let's make sure we ride that wave, not get crushed by it. Until next time, everyone, keep those minds curious and stay engaged. The future of AI depends on it.